What's up guys, and welcome back to another brand new video here on the channel. Today we've got for you episode 10 of the My Team career. I hope you're all enjoying the series so far. Obviously it was a bit of heartbreak in the last one. If you haven't seen it, obviously there is a link just up here to go watch the British Grand Prix. This week we are in Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's get straight into it, shall we? We do have a personal event or something, personnel event. Our regular simulation driver has had a medical issue and is having to undergo a surgical procedure. They're going to be okay, but without them, we're struggling to keep up with testing demands. We should consider asking Callum Eilert to temporarily step in and help us with some of these sessions. So his focus will go down, but we'll get 750 resource points. I don't really want Callum Eilert's focus to go down, but we could do with the resource points. He's racing around, is he racing around Monza there? I think he is. He needs a better setup though. The man's just got a wheel on a table. We've put Callum Eilert's focus down, so if he struggles in this next race, it's my fault. We do have though a lot of R&D points to spend. Let's go see if we can buy anything, shall we? So yeah, we'll get the redesigned brake ducts. Why not? Let's just kick it off, shall we? R&D is done. On to what I think should be the Hungarian Grand Prix. There we go, Callum Eilert's focus is gone back up now with his with that activity as well, which is helpful. I think we can now get an additional sponsor as well. So before we go into the race, we can go and choose that. We are going to go with PSD. It is essentially free money. On to the race weekend in Hungary. Pray for a wet race. Pray for a wet race. Pray for a dry race. What am I on about? Please be dry. Please be dry. 35 laps in the wet. What is that? What is that? Ugh. So for practice this week, we do have ERS management, tyre management, and race strategy, which are nice, easy ones. We can go out and smash those. We will be back at the end of practice with a little summary on how we've got on. So we are done with practice. We have done pretty well, to be honest. We got 4 out of 5 on ERS management, 5 out of 5 on tyre management, and 5 out of 5 on the race strategy, which is pretty decent all around, to be honest. Fantastic. On to quali, and then on to the wet race of our dreams. Right, so here we are in qualifying then. It is going to rain in the race, so we are essentially going with the dodgiest of dodgy wet setups, where we have actually tinkered with the dry setup ourselves. What is the worst that could happen? Honest to God. So our setup for the weekend is 10 and 11 wings, 50-62 on the differentials, minus 2.7 and minus 1.4 on the camber, 0.07 and 0.23 on the front and rear toes. Suspension is 2575710. Brakes are 88 and 52, and tyres are 23.4 and 21.9. I don't know how this is going to perform. It's probably going to be horrendous. If it is, then it's my fault. I'll take the whack for it. We'll just end up DNFing 2 weekends in a row. What's the worst? What's the worst that could happen, eh? P15 then. In the race, I think, P15. Lance Stroll sneaking through to Q3. Fernando Alonso's out as well. P15 in the race then. Quali is done. That wasn't a bad day, to be fair. Yes, you are not wrong.
You got really unlucky out there today.
Failure?
Who's to blame for that failure?
What failure? I've no idea what failure they were on about. Oh, Kimi Räikkönen has announced he's retiring from Formula 1. That's sad. So it looks like there's going to be a driver merry-go-round. That's exciting. So here we go then. Hungary in the wet. 35 laps. What could possibly go wrong?
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically, a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. The Hungaro Ring, it's like Monaco without the boats. 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, and some very tricky corners to deal with. These rainy conditions out there aren't going to help either, so it's very likely we'll see a safety car or two during today's race. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run, I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Vettel and Lance Stroll, Tsunoda, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Ocon, James, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher and George Russell, Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Eilert and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Oh god, it looks soggy. It looks very soggy. Is that really saying 53 minutes for a race? Oh my Christ. Right, strategy is ready. I think we're ready to start. I'm not looking forward to this. Why couldn't we get a mechanical failure here? 5 lights then. And away we go in the Hungary Grand Prix. This is absolutely horrible. We're losing a lot of places. Just going to bomb it down the outside because I can't see.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Literally just seen silhouette. Kimi Raikkonen is currently in P11. Apparently there was an incident somewhere. I have no idea what incident they're talking about. Gotta try and leave Lance Stroll behind here. He's gaining there.
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Obviously as well, with the energy store being worn, we do not have the full capacity of ERS. Finishing in the points would be fantastic, but can't see it happening. If we can get a good exit going onto the main straight, we might be able to overtake it, late break it, and overtake him going into turn 1. He's got a much better exit than us though.
We're leading our teammate by 5.5 seconds.
That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the clear track ahead. It's fantastic. So we're 7 laps into the Hungary Grand Prix.
Increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
We're gaining a lot of time on Kimi Raikkonen, I have to say, but we are not gaining any time on the Yuki Tsunoda. We're not struggling to keep in touch. Well, yeah, we're struggling to keep in touch with the top 10. Losing about half a second a lap. But we're gaining about half a second on the cars behind us. Which I guess is a win-win. We're just going to have to rely on a DNF. Hopefully it's not me this time. I've got to say, this is boring as fuck. Excuse my language, but I'm literally just doing laps around Hungary in the wet. Really slowly. With no cars near me. No chance of getting in the points, / getting an overtake anytime soon or ever. I'm not being threatened from behind, so I'm not having to defend. Just got to focus on keeping the car on the track and see where we end up. Tell you what, boring. It looks as well like our ERS energy store has a maximum capacity of 84%.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
We'd like a change of strategy. Do you want to pit later for more wets?
Copy that.
Go for it, why not? Lap 19 we are pitting. To be fair, Raikkonen has gained half a second on us. Almost went sideways, go around that corner again. Charles will close out. Here we go. We're in the points. We're in the points. DNF for Charles Leclerc.
Yellow flag.
I'd honestly take a mechanical failure right now.
Heavy rain will be staying
This
with us
is
for a while
the
now,
most
at
boring
least a
thing I've ever done.
20-minute window of heavy rain.
So at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain. So here we go then. The first cars are starting to pit. We're on lap 17 of this monotonous pain. Verstappen's already coming out of the pits, so one of the Mercedes is also pitted. I think our original pit stop was meant to be now, so
Gap to car in front is 28.
yeah, that's it really. Some cars have pitted. That's all that has happened in the first 16, 17 laps. So all the cars behind me are starting to pit as well. Literally all that's happened in this race was as soon as I overtook Raikkonen, nothing has happened. Oh, Charles Leclerc DNF'd as well. That happened too. But yeah, literally, I could fall asleep doing this. It's putting me to sleep. I don't recommend 50% Hungary in the full wet. Absolutely
The
horrible.
gap behind us is
Sonoda's
10.1
pitted.
seconds.
To be fair, if we can yeet him out, we might gain a place. Having too much fuel hasn't helped either. I underfueled the car, but I obviously didn't underfuel the car enough. It's kind of frustrating. Looks like Stroll's jumped past Raikkonen finally there. Avoid the pit wall and avoid spinning it in the pit lane. Here we go then with our pit stop. Hopefully we can come out ahead of Lance Stroll. That's it really. I bloody hope we can.
Go, go,
Yeah. Nice pit stop that. 2 seconds.
go. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Stroll might actually be gaining on me. Yes, he is. Now he's past Raikkonen. I think he might catch me. Especially when we're all over the place like we are.
They're going to be slow.
Max Verstappen's got car trouble again. What's that? Fourth time in 5 races? Lol. Yellow flags. I think there might be a McLaren out. There might be a McLaren out. Danny Ricciardo's got trouble. Did he spin? To be fair, the way it's going, we might have a little battle with Stroll in the last 5 laps of the race. Hey, we managed to take 7/10 off our fastest lap. And still Lance Stroll gained time on us, so fair play. Stroll will catch us by lap 26. No, sorry, 29, I'd say. 29:30. 8 laps to go. Stroll is slowly closing the gap. Only at 3.2 seconds.
The gap to the car ahead is 18.4 seconds.
Yeah, I just beat my fastest lap time without even thinking about it. Just think, the quicker I get around the track, the quicker this is over. First few glimpses then of Stroll in my rearview mirror now. 2.3 seconds is the gap with 6 laps to go. We've done a good job of maintaining it the last few laps. We've kind of let standard slip on that one, a second slower than normal. We're pushing now. We're trying to keep this gap for at least a few more laps. Taking this these last few. We've taken it pretty chilled, to be honest. Been very lackadaisical with the lap times. That little spin has brought the gap down to 1.5 seconds. Not good. So 2 laps to go in, well, 2.5 laps to go, should I say, in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lance Stroll now almost within touching distance. He's about 1 second behind. We can't let him get past us. We can't. We've been in 10th place for the entire race. Well, pretty much the entire race. So, second to last lap then of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lance Stroll is currently 8/10 behind us. Can we hold him off for 2 laps? I should hope so. Really gained some time in that first corner, but we essentially lose it all.
We have 5 laps of fuel.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Gap ahead is 21.2 seconds.
That's why I've been so slow today. The car is running so much excess fuel. Floorboards are creaking below me as well. Get the foot down. Let's try and get away from him. Two green sectors then. That's what we need. Shaved 1/10 off our fastest lap. The gap is up to a second. You love to see it. Final lap of the race then. Bottas, I think, is about to win.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Valtteri Bottas with the race win in this highly eventful Hungarian Grand Prix as we run wide there. Fair play to Lance Stroll. I think a few more laps and he could have had us there.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
4 laps of fuel, that's criminal. Final few corners then. No mistakes, please.
Heavy rain to stay a while. Doesn't look like it's moving anytime.
Jeff, the race is over. We don't care about the heavy rain forecast.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Oh, man. To be honest, in the grand scheme of things, 10th place is actually a really good result. But we got driver of the day as well. But... oh, man, that was a long slog.
There'll be smiles back at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team
Wow.
performance to take victory here in Hungary.
Fair play to
Tell me,
Bottas.
how did they manage to achieve this win?
Extends his lead again at the championship. At the top of the championship, should I say. That was a slog. That was a bloody boring slog. Nothing happened until the last like few laps after the first 5.
Once again, it's the Silver Arrows
I've just
who
raced
take
on my own
top
for
spot.
30 laps
A
of a race.
well-earned victory for Mercedes.
We're going to skip the podium celebrations. We don't care. Bottas has won again.
More points for Valtteri Bottas.
We got more
further
points though.
solidifying his lead at the
Here we
top
are then
of
with
the
the race
table.
results.
Let's see what effect this result
Bottas
has
in
had
first,
on the
Lewis
driver's
Hamilton
standings.
second, Lando
Now,
Norris
let's
fourth.
discuss, Ant, who would you
Third,
say
sorry,
is a
Carlos Sainz in
contender
fourth.
for driver of the day?
I have to give it to James. They pushed
And
and
somehow
pushed and
I
found
got
some fantastic
somehow I got
performances.
driver of the
It was
day.
just a pleasure to watch.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship.
Charles
Mercedes
Leclerc then
continue
as
to
well with the
extend their
DNF who
lead.
helped us get the
Meanwhile,
points.
Good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend.
How are we looking
of
in the
Formula
Constructors?
One.
We are currently
Be sure
8th
to
place
join
in the
us for
Constructors.
next
I'd love
one.
to see it. So, looks like the R&D has failed, which is kind of frustrating. What was that one? The tertiary wing flaps have failed. Very sad. We can get that though. It's the season break coming up, so hopefully we can get it for... It won't come through until after now. Until after the... after Spa, after the Belgian Grand Prix. We've been asked if we want to renew our sponsors, so... I think we're going to because it's free money, and yeah, we're going to leave it there. That was a hard work. That was hard work. That race. That race was hard work. We're going to leave it there today. That is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got Spa in the next one in the Belgian Grand Prix, so be sure to look forward to that. As always, if you do enjoy the video, please do drop a like. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on the next one. And yeah, as always, stay safe. Have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.